For your neighborhood news, turn to Live Local CBS3.
Tonight, addressing a need, how grant money aims to fix a major child care shortage in the Northland.
Plus, posthumous pardon, why a powerful Minnesota board is seeking to correct what many are calling a wrong in Duluth's history.
Plus, coronavirus and farming, how the virus has impacted Wisconsin's farmers and what's being done to help them.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. It's no secret Minnesota suffers from a child care shortage.
Data from Minnesota's Center for Rural Policy and Development says the Northland needs the most child care slots of anywhere in the state. Tonight, CBS3's Leon Valdez shares how a new grant is helping ease the need for child care in one North Shore community.
Soon-to-be mother Hannah Curtis has a long list of things she needs to check off before the arrival of her baby boy.
Getting your baby's room ready and things that you need to do.
But Curtis crossed off a big item when Silver Bay got the okay for a new child care facility at the William Kelly School, something the community says is hard to come by in their 50-mile radius.
There are 2 other licensed family child care centers in the town.
Carissa Gradine was hired in May as the coordinator for the Little Mariners Child Care Center. She plans to renovate 4 of the school's rooms that were once used for special education.
New flooring, walls, fresh paint.
To accommodate 46 children ranging from 6 weeks to 5 years old. Along with renovations, the outside needs work too.
We're adding a new roundabout and parking option out front.
The child care facility is able to make that happen with a $225,000 grant. The IRRB approved Wednesday.
That's huge.
Gradine hopes the new center will attract new residents to the area and help out businesses.
One of the main things that really sparked this project was business leaders coming together and saying, we can't hire the people we want to hire because there's no child care.
Public relations coordinator at MN Veterans Home, a large employer for Silver Bay, Joyce Scott, can testify it's true.
Here, it's one of the first things people ask is, do we have a large daycare?
Scott says this daycare is Silver Bay's missing piece of the puzzle.
We're very excited.
The child care facility should be up and running by the start of the school year. You can find more information on our website, cbs3duluth.com.
New at 10, 8 months after he died, St. Louis County Sheriff's deputies have arrested 2 people in connection to the murder of a Mackinac man. Authorities found the body of 47-year-old Frank Gerald Myers at his home in Mackinac back in October after someone called in a welfare check. At the time, they'd only say his death was suspicious, not how he died. Today, the sheriff's office announced 2 arrests. 53-year-old J. Nicholas Kramer and 46-year-old Michelle Kramer are in custody. They face charges of aiding and abetting second-degree murder. The department did not offer any other details, except Myers' death remains under investigation. The nature of the death has not been released. Dave joins us for a quick look at the weather. Dave, a few spotty showers out there we were talking about a little earlier.
Yeah, and they didn't add up to much.
Okay.
So I fired up the latest chart to see what has come down so far. And from Bemidji to Grand Rapids through Moose Lake, the Twin Ports, Solon Springs, and Hayward, we got probably enough of a shower activity to settle the dust a little bit. Hayward, 0.05 of an inch, only 1/100th here in the Twin Ports. Grand Rapids is almost to 1/10 of an inch. And, you know, there's still a chance for a little more of that rain here tonight as the lower pressure leaves and higher pressure takes over. So showers are possible till about 1 o'clock in the morning. Then for tomorrow, as the high pressure takes over, it should become partly cloudy to mostly sunny, but cooler. High temp of 63 is undercutting normal by about 7 degrees. And in a few minutes, I'll talk about how long this cool snap will last.
Thanks, Dave. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and other top Democrats in the state laid out their priorities for the special session, which starts tomorrow. Walz says they are a coordinated and powerful set of reforms. They include ideas like banning chokeholds and warrior-style training. It would also centralize data about each officer, like use of force incidents, to increase transparency. Walz says these reforms have been thought out, implemented in other places, and have been shown to work.
Monday will mark 100 years since the darkest day in Duluth's history. 3 African-American men were lynched in downtown Duluth after being wrongfully accused of raping a white woman. After their murders, another man named Max Mason was tried and convicted for the rape despite a lack of evidence. Tomorrow, the Minnesota Board of Pardons will consider a posthumous pardon for Mason. CBS 3's Jesse Slater heard from the St. Louis County Attorney today and tells us more.
The Minnesota Board of Pardons has a chance Friday to make history.
Minnesota has never granted a posthumous pardon in the past.
A posthumous pardon, meaning clearing someone's name after their death.
He was one of 7 young black men who were accused of being involved in the sexual assault of a young woman.
The crime in question happened in 1920 after a woman claimed to be gang raped by several black men in West Duluth. Those allegations incited a mob.
3 of the men that were held in custody were Mr. McGee, Clayton, and Jackson. They were lynched.
Now, with the Board of Pardons looking at Max Mason's case, they asked St. Louis County Attorney Mark Rubin to weigh in, given the crime happened in the county he now represents. Rubin had always heard of Mason's case, but hadn't looked closely until recently.
I was convinced after reading it. He was arrested because he was black. He was tried. There wasn't enough evidence.
Mason was the only man of those accused to be convicted. While imprisoned, he was denied parole 6 times. He was released 5 years later on the condition that he not come back to Minnesota. The doctor who examined Irene Tuscan, Mason's accuser, never found any evidence of rape.
I concluded the right thing to do would be to support the request for a pardon. One of the few times I've ever done that.
Rubin says the pardon application was filed early this year and just so happens to coincide with recent calls for racial justice reform.
If there was ever a chance for mercy and for maybe some compassion, for some understanding to come into play from the criminal justice system, this is probably a good time.
The Minnesota Board of Pardons includes Governor Tim Walz, Attorney General Keith Ellison, and State Supreme Court Chief Justice Gilday. Some local lawmakers have shown support for the posthumous pardon as well. Duluth Representatives Liz Olson and Jennifer Schultz wrote a letter to the board today saying in part, quote, "Any action you take won't undo the horrific injustices that occurred in our community 100 years ago. But as we reach this century milestone of these events, you have the opportunity to provide for healing. We encourage a posthumous pardon extraordinaire." And tonight we heard from Dr. Roger Gregoire, a member of the Clayton Jackson McGee Memorial Board. He said in part, quote, "We want Max Mason's name cleared. We want the legal system to admit there was no crime and no reason to arrest and convict Mason. By clearing his name, they are admitting there was no crime and therefore saying there was no grounds for the lynching of Clayton, Jackson, and McGee."
Superior Mayor Jim Payne says it's time to make change when it comes to racial justice and stop just talking about it, which is why he held a special meeting tonight to discuss future plans achieving that goal in the city. CBS 3's Ryan Campo was there and has more.
Payne says the city of Superior has a lot of work to do to make long-lasting changes, but he pledges to be an ally to the mayor's commission on communities of color, which represent people of color throughout northern Wisconsin and the Twin Ports. Payne tells us commissioners said the death of George Floyd has moved the issues into the spotlight for them. While the commission always advocates for racial justice, they are now outlining more ways the city can improve in that area. Payne says that some of the things that have been working are adding body cameras for police, data tracking for force incidents, creating implicit bias training, and more. But he adds more needs to be done. Payne adds that a majority of the evening's meeting was a conversation between Police Chief Nicholas Alexander and the commission about how the department works with the communities of color, what works well, and what needs improvement.
This is an ongoing effort to improve the policies of the city of Superior citywide, not just in the police department, but to make sure that the whole city is doing the work of diversity and justice and equality.
The Mayor's Commission on Communities of Color reviewed the work that's already been done when it comes to racial justice and police force policies and made suggestions for the future. Now, Payne says Police Chief Alexander discussed the department's defense de-escalation and use of force tactics as well.
The coronavirus impact on Wisconsin agriculture will be felt for a long time. That's according to people on a panel addressing problems in the industry that happened today. Experts in the industry say while COVID-19 has impacted farmers, even things handled before the virus hit are in question, like a trade deal with China. Now they're depending on help, like the $50 million in direct relief Governor Evers passed along from the CARES Act, but also long-term solutions like addressing profitability.
For many, many years, we have not had a production problem in agriculture. We've had a profitability problem. And only until we can address the profitability problem can we have a strong and vibrant agriculture where we're not losing farm families and rural businesses every year.
The economists included in the panel said Wisconsin is in a position to advocate for a better path forward, adding that Wisconsin is a swing state and candidates and surrogates will be there, which means an opportunity to let them know what the federal government could really do to help. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, mountain biking on the range, how elected officials are hoping to draw more tourists to the area.
Record high for the state is 91 degrees from 1949. Today we were 20 degrees shy of that. Tomorrow maybe 30. Cold snaps coming for the weekend, but we'll talk about when we'll hit 80 again coming up after our break.
The nursing program at Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is really challenging, but it has to be. It's approved by the Board of Nursing. And graduates here have been successfully passing the state board exam. They give you real-world experience with healthcare institutions across the community. I'm really glad I chose Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College.
Whether you're working in the garage or the garden, Fleet Farm has what you need. This week, save big on things like Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil, just $15.99 after rebate. Select Under Armour apparel, 40% off our low fleet price. Select Pepsi 6-packs, 4 for $10. And Diamond Large Bag Dog Food, $3 off. Plus, don't forget Dad. Fleet Farm gift cards make the perfect gift for Father's Day. No matter the job, we've got you covered. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Thank you for virtual family dinners and long-distance birthday wishes. Thank you for sweet streaming melodies and spontaneous dance parties. Thank you for keeping classrooms together and learning alive. Thank you to our incredible network of employees who make all these beautiful connections possible.
The U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame Museum is America's hockey showplace to honor the legends of the game and to preserve the memories of ice hockey in the United States. Come visit us in Eveleth, Minnesota, where we are rich in hockey history.
Duke is a man of few words and many songs.
Let freedom ring. Gone country. Going down till the sun comes up.
It's 102.5. Duke.
Our Northland may not have the longest severe weather season, but it does come around every now and then. I'm hoping folks will keep an eye to the sky and on Channel 3 here this summer. If severe weather threatens, Austin Haskins, Caitlin Moffett, and I will keep our eyes glued to the radar. We'll break in if you need to hear about the latest storm developments. We'll work together to keep our region safe.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS 3.
I chose a career that isn't easy, it's dangerous, and it's hard. Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College has set me up with everything I need to succeed. Through challenging classes, longer defensive tactics training, and instructors who work in the industry, Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is setting me up for success.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS 3 Duluth. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, the cool down is coming, and now it may become so cool up north there's a chance for some frost. Yeah, Koochiching County, St. Louis County, central and northern parts of said county, Lake and Cook counties all looking at frost through tomorrow morning. Actual air temperatures up around neck level should be around 38 degrees in this zone, but right down on the surface, especially in lower elevation holes, it could get colder, closer to 32, hence the trouble with frost. You know, you just get your stuff into the ground and then you have to worry about this already. Well, by next week, we'll start to push back towards 80, so hopefully tonight into tomorrow morning, maybe Friday night into Saturday will be the only time we have to worry about this week, and then we can grow our crops with impunity afterwards, at least hopefully until early September. And we start having to worry once again. The life of a gardener around here. Current conditions, what do we have now? 55 degrees at the airport in Duluth, 83% for the relative humidity, and after a couple of very windy days, the wind is now calm, and it's easing and could stay easy going here for a little while. Air pressure's on the high side at 1,021 millibars. That's helping to chase away the showers that have been with us on and off today, but still could be with us for perhaps another 2-3 hours. Temperatures, the current variety, 50 Watersmeet, 49 Ironwood, 53 to 58 from Ashland to Hayward. Looking at 58 in Superior, 54 towards Moose Lake and Barnum. 43 to about 55 degrees here along the North Shore. Vermilion range temperatures 50, low 50s for the Mesabi. And right at the end of the Mesabi, Grand Rapids at 55, 51 International Falls. Again, north of the Iron Ranges towards the Canadian border tonight, into the 30s for the low temps, hence the frost advisory for gardeners. Well, going on for another couple hours, like I mentioned, our chances for these spotty little showers that have been bubbling up and on and off here as the day has gone on. We've seen them in Minnesota, in Wisconsin, and a couple have tried to pop up in the Upper Peninsula right along the border with Wisconsin and Michigan. Like I said, till about 1 o'clock in the morning, still a 30 to 40, maybe even 60% chance for the showers. Looking at 60% here for a little more in Wisconsin, 30 to 40 for Minnesota. Then for tomorrow, well, here comes that cooler air with the high pressure system from the northwest, and we'll be cool for the lows and the highs through the weekend before next week we start to warm up once again. Tonight in Minnesota, cooling down into the 30s up north with a 40% rain chance for another 2 hours or so. Maybe another 3 hours of shower chances in Wisconsin and Michigan with low temps in the low 40s for that part of our world. And then tomorrow for the UP and northern Wisconsin, high temps run 58 to 66. So the warm spell, it's gone. Little cold snaps with us for the weekend. Minnesota high temps, 50s by the lake and 60s inland. Could be as warm as 68 towards McGregor and Aiken and Cromwell as well. They'll be the hot spot. The rest of us cooling down. Staying cool through Saturday, perking up a little bit on Sunday, and then into Monday. Then it starts to warm up, Tony. Kristen, we get into the 70s, upper 70s to 80. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, our next rain chances then come in with that warm spell. Tuesday night, 40% chance. Thursday, 30% chance for a little precip follow-up.
You know, I was going to complain about that frost advisory you had on the board there, but then I started realizing Colorado just 2 days ago got a bunch of snow. So, you know, there's things to be thankful for.
The Rocky Mountains all had plenty of snow. While we had that heat wave, they were cold enough for a foot of snow.
Strange in June. Thanks, Dave.
The Northland is full of amazing mountain biking trails that bring visitors from all around the Midwest. CBS3's Alex Libby shows why a newly completed trail system on the Iron Range is already attracting a lot of attention.
These views are drawing a lot of eyes to the new Redhead Mountain Bike Park in Chisholm.
For the soft opening this weekend, we've heard from people across the Midwest who are coming up. Fargo, Wisconsin, Michigan. I think it's generating a lot of interest.
Course architect Pete Caro says he's been planning the project for the past 10 years. He says the 15-mile trail system starts in the Minnesota Discovery Center, and the landscape combined with the iron ore tailings are what sets it apart from the rest.
It's really tremendous rock and soil to build a trail on because it's hard compacting and quick draining.
Chisholm City Councilor Adam Lance says he's already seen a positive economic impact before these trails have even opened.
We have one new local company that's already moving into town, Arden Bicycles, and opening up shop. The benefit to our local economy is already underway.
Caro says even though he's been riding since the 70s, he still isn't comfortable going down some of the Black Diamond trails. And that's why he made sure to include trails for all skill levels.
And then we have some Black Diamond trails descending into the pit. So everything here from beginner to intermediate to advanced riding.
Ready to welcome all riders to the range starting on Friday.
Well, as we mentioned, the Redhead Mountain Bike Park part opens tomorrow. They hope to add 15 more miles to the trail system soon. Carroll says he wants to remind everyone that mountain biking is an extreme sport and to ride at your own risk.
With outdoor recreational activities and road trips becoming more popular during the pandemic, one Northland company has seen a dramatic increase in RV sales. Mike Babcock with Link RV Direct in Minong says their RV sales for the month of May were double what they were last year. In the business's 16 years of operations, Babcock says this has been their best year yet.
The way people vacation has changed. They're canceling their Europe trips. They're canceling their hotel trips. And what better way to go still take your family on vacation than in an RV?
Babcock says the RV dealership maintains round-the-clock sanitizing during the pandemic.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, how low can it go? The stock market takes a massive dip today. Why sellers are concerned.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health licensed acupuncturist Jake Sweetie discusses how acupuncture aligns with integrative healthcare.
So acupuncture is a component of traditional East Asian medicine that's a growing part of modern integrative healthcare that includes not just needling therapy, which acupuncture is, but also traditional herbalism and dietetics, physical manipulation similar to osteopathy, as well as body and breath-based exercises. In general, these needles are quite small. They're placed all over the body from head to toe. They cause very little pain in general. They're typically placed at depths that are quite comfortable. We stimulate different nerves throughout the body in different areas that influence physiological activity, circulatory activity, neural activity, lymphatic activity, and hormonal activity as well.
While acupuncture is most commonly associated with pain management, there are a number of conditions that can benefit from the treatment.
We also use acupuncture for women's health issues, like menopausal issues and difficult or painful periods. We use it for cancer support, like treating nausea and malaise. And we also use it for treating anxiety, depression, and stress. One of the biggest confusions patients have when they receive their referral is they expect just needles to be used, when in fact we may be doing physical manipulations on the body. We may be talking about lifestyle changes that they need to make in order to help resolve or at least manage their conditions. So what we're really trying to do is help people find balance and more ease in their lives. Anybody who's struggling with any sort of health issue, they should give us a call, schedule an appointment, and we can decide if that's something that may be helpful for them.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything right now at Menards. Menards has what you need to start and finish your home improvement projects. Plus, you'll save 11% on all of it. Menards also offers contactless pickup. Order and pay for your items online and have one of our team members load your order into your vehicle with zero contact. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Get your new John Deere mower from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer. Northland, when you want the most new country, make the switch to Cat Country 98.9 KTZO.
Never met a girl like you. What makes you country?
#1 for the most new country.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS 3.
The stock market saw its worst day today since the coronavirus spurred a massive sell-off in March.
Fears stemming from rising COVID-19 cases across the U.S. appear to have summoned the bears for another day of large-scale selling. It comes a day after the Federal Reserve's warning of a long-lasting poor economy cooled a rising market Wednesday. Still, the Nasdaq managed to close at a record high a day ago before crashing more than 5% today. The S&P 500 gave back nearly 6%, and the Dow fell nearly 7%. Many analysts fear investors' optimism for a quick economic recovery from the pandemic has been permanently squashed.
Coming up. Coming up in sports, hear from the Timberwolves amidst the end of their season.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
Water makes life possible on Earth and in our homes. Culligan conserves this resource with its high-efficiency water softener, the world's best because it uses less water, and that matters to all of us. Click or call Culligan Water and start saving today.
Hi, Hunter Ellis here for Night Hero Binoculars by Atomic Beam. These binoculars let you see anything, even in pitch black darkness. Gotcha. The secrets are powerful wide-angle atomic beam laser that reveals objects up to 150 yards away, hidden by darkness. During the day, Night Hero gives you 10 times magnification. And when the sun goes down, press the Night Bright button to see clearly in the dark. Light up garbage-eating critters or spot thieves before they even get close. Call or click now and get Night Hero binoculars with laser illumination technology for just $39.99. You'll also get a protective carrying case, yours free. Order right now and you can double it. Plus, get our best-selling Atomic Beam flashlight, just pay separate fee. We'll even ship them to you free. You can get it all, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-850-1828. That's 1-800-850-1828. Or visit ByNightHero.com. That's ByNightHero.com. Order now.
I hail from Canada, but I'm not a hockey player. I came here for soccer, but my journey at UWS has turned into much more than just an athletic endeavor. I have a lot to thank the professors for allowing me the opportunity to have confidence in myself, whether it's on the field or in the classroom or on the campus, and I think that I really flourished. For me, my experience at UWS has truly allowed me to connect with who I am. You know, for such a small campus, I think it offers such a big experience. The name Superior truly fits this institution.
Dinner with the Drakes tonight? Alexa, ask Buick to start my Encore GX. 4 fillets.
You know this dinner's for their
Kids. Thanks for watching them.
Where's the pizza?
The first ever Buick Encore GX. Right now, get $1,500 purchase allowance on the first ever Buick Encore GX.
Duke is a man of few words and many songs.
Let freedom ring. Gone country. Ain't going down till the sun comes up.
It's 102.5.
We see you as you sit behind the wheel of your truck. We see you shake out the nerves before you pick up your hammer, your scissors, your pots and pans. As you find new ways to keep the lights on and put the pieces back together, we see you. As you straighten the rows, keep your customers safe, and crunch the numbers, we see you. As you head back to work, we see you. You've got this. We're open to help you reopen. Visit bbb.org.
The NBA will be joining Major League Soccer at the Wide World of Sports complex down in Florida next month to resume play. But unfortunately for the Minnesota Timberwolves, the list of 22 participating teams does not include them. Minnesota finishes their season now at 19-45, 6.5 games back of the NBA's return window. General Manager Gerson Rosas and head coach Ryan Saunders met with the media this week to put a wrap on their season as they prepare now for what will be at least another 6 months off. It's obviously not where they want to be, but with a turned over roster and the addition of D'Angelo Russell, they're going to keep doing whatever they can.
As much as we'd like to play and compete and develop, that platform wasn't available to us. And it's frustrating, it's disappointing, but you can either sit there and dwell on what wasn't or focus on what is. And we're actively engaged with the league and with the 7 other teams to create the most intensive, competitive platform for us to work with our players over the next 4 or 5 months.
Training camp for the 2020-2021 NBA season is tentatively set for late November. The last time I chatted with UMD alum Maddie Rooney, she said that coaching the game of hockey was definitely in her future. Sure enough, the Olympian will be coaching as well as playing this fall with the PWHPA. Rudy will also join the coaching staff for Centennial Girls High School hockey this upcoming fall. The Cougars unveiled their new coaching staff this week. Rudy will work alongside Hamlin alum Becca Zarembinski, as well as bench boss Sean Mullen. And the National Hockey League and the Players Association have agreed to start training camps on July the 10th. This is the third phase of the NHL's plan to return to play and wrap up the 2019-2020 season. 24 teams are still in the running, and none have played since the season was stopped due to concerns with the COVID-19 virus. Training camps have been delayed while medical and safety concerns have been worked out. The length of training camp and the date for the formal resumption of play will be determined at a future date. And with the NHL season still on pause, Minnesota Wild defenseman and assistant captain Ryan Suter is back home in Madison, Wisconsin, where he's enjoying time with his family in what would be his offseason while getting ready for the playoffs as well. Suter grew up in Madison and lives there with his wife and son. He said it's been a bit of a weird mindset that you have to be in right now as a player. Since all of the rinks and facilities are closed in Minnesota, Suter gets on the ice when he can with his son, just playing the waiting game and spending time with family.
Just being dad, being around the kids, and it's normally our off season now, so the mindset, it's hard to get into that summer mode when you still might have a chance of going to play. So it's just a fine line you got to walk. You can't be too into summer mode, and you can't be too all into getting into shape, because it's still a ways out. If it would happen, it probably wouldn't be till end of July.
And finally tonight, if there is no crowd, my advice to you would be to follow Justin Thomas's lead and just pretend they're there. First day of the Charles Schwab Challenge at the Colonial Golf Course in Fort Worth, Texas. Obviously, golfers are not playing in front of fans right now. On the first hole, Justin Thomas sticks an approach shot and waves to the non-existent gallery. It's not really apparent whether or not it was a force of habit or he just decided to wave to no one. Thomas is tied for third at 6 under on day one of the Colonial. That's how I feel in the newsroom, with no one to vamp with like I do in the studio. We got one guy back there, Ryan Campo, but I just wave to no one. That's good for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Virtual Video Visits, offering face-to-face interaction with your provider from the convenience of home or work.
Hello, I'm John Lawyer, the owner of Lawyer Cleaning and Disaster Restoration. We know you are worried about the coronavirus, and we are too. As a first response business, we are prepared to protect our employees and customers. We also realize that if your property has a fire or flood, it cannot wait. We have protective PPE and hospital-grade disinfectants to kill coronavirus, along with other infectious disease. If you experience a disaster in your home or business, Lawyer Cleaning and Disaster Restoration will be here to help. Thank you.
New Duluth Auto is the Duluth used car dealer. We have plenty of makes and models to choose from. Nissan, Honda, Toyota, and we even carry multiple options for our most popular vehicle, the Subaru Forester. Large cargo space, all-wheel drive, what's not to love? All of our vehicles are priced under $20,000. To make these deals even sweeter, there is a 1 to 5 year warranty included on all vehicles. Give us a call, stop by, or view our inventory online at newduluthauto.net. Because here at New Duluth Auto, we are your Duluth used car dealer.
Hello, I'm Steve Little, owner of Bath Planet. I want to thank you for allowing us to serve you these last 2 decades. Safety is our top priority, so our workers are following all CDC guidelines to ensure the safety of both our customers and employees. Our showroom is currently closed with a flexible reopen date. Our company is doing everything we can to keep our customers and employees safe during this time. We're excited to let you know that we've extended our offer of 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 2 years on all our products. So you can get the work done now and not have to pay for it until 2022. This offer now goes through June 30th. So call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. We will also give you a $25 gift card to a locally owned restaurant with every new appointment to show our support for other local businesses. On behalf of everybody here at Bath Planet, we look forward to serving you soon. Thank you.
Come run with Duncan, because we run on people and pride, career opportunities and community, staying focused on safety and staying connected. Hours that work for you and local owners that work with you. Education perks and people perks. Happy crew making happy customers. And team members that are more like family members. Dunkin' runs on you. Come run with us. Visit DunkinDonuts.com/careers for opportunities at participating franchise locations or apply in store.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
Well, if your stomach is aching for a state fair Pronto Pops, we've got some good news.
Yes, we do. Dozens of food vendors are taking their stands on the road. When COVID-19 forced cancellation of the Great Minnesota Get-Together, food vendors cooked up a creative way to get the corn dogs and curds to you. Now, dozens of food vendors can be found in parking lots across the Twin Cities and Greater Minnesota and Wisconsin. If you're interested, there is a Minnesota State Fair food locator page on Facebook.
Yummy. All right, Dave, you're watching a frost advisory tonight.
Yeah, it's going to cool down tonight as Arctic high pressure comes to call. Didn't think I'd say that in June. And we have a frost advisory then for northern Minnesota away from the lake through tomorrow morning. So from the Iron Ranges to the border especially, do what you have to do, cover up your crops with sheets or something. That higher pressure will keep us on the cooler side through the weekend, but then we warm up beginning on Monday.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Bundle up. Have a great night.